Ladies and gentlemen, we are back at it again with another episode of the How To series featuring an extra special guest. And when I mean extra special, we go back like 100 years or maybe 20 years.
And you just aged me.
But
100 years?
Peaches Chin.
Hi, everyone.
Okay. Well, I know my background was different. It's prettier now. We got nice pocketbooks in the back. That's what purses. We're at one of her bazillion stores. This is
Lexi and Fifth.
And then next door we have
29 and under.
And then your other store is
Tags Boutique.
All right, so let's run through the history real quick.
Oh, man. Okay.
How many stores have you had? Quick, you on the clock?
I can't count.
Come on. Dream,
Runway Fashion, Fashionably Loud. Okay, I've had quite a few.
She's had quite a few. And now she has 3 currently.
And when you say you've had a few and they're not around, people tend to think they weren't successful, but they all were very successful. They just happened at different stages in my life. And, you know.
So, Peaches, you had a lot of stores. You've been doing this for a good amount of time. How did you get started? Take us way back.
Okay, so way back is I was selling purses, jewelry, all that good stuff out of my house.
Pop-up shop. Before there was a pop-up shop.
Yeah, it was more like after work, I'd be like, you know what, I got this stuff been new, come over and see it. And ladies would come over from work.
Mm-hmm.
I was like 22, so everybody was much older than me. So they came over to the house and they were just buying everything I had. And then it was every weekend they would come over and shop.
Mm-hmm.
And then my husband was like, okay, this is ridiculous. There's way too many women in and out of this house. People coming in every weekend. But I was like, okay, I'm making money.
Mm-hmm.
So then he kept complaining. So the top of the year, like it was like a February. I was tired of hearing his voice. I was like, okay. So I went to my neighborhood, like little corner.
Mm-hmm.
And they had like a little small store. I promise you, it was only like maybe 300 square feet.
Okay.
And I've never had a lease before. I've never signed a lease, never been in a space. And I approached the landlord. I didn't even know how to do it.
Okay.
And he said $500 a month for rent. And I was like, I could pay that. I could make that.
Quick question though. So sometimes a person is a model, fashionista, or designer.
Mm-hmm.
What was your love for clothing? Like, what was your motivation to even do it in the first place?
I did not have a love for clothing.
Okay.
I've never been a fashionista or none of that stuff.
Why?
My love is money.
Okay.
I love money. So, well, no. Take that back. I don't love money. I respect money. But
Okay.
yeah, but I was doing it for the money. And even though it's not like my passion was like clothes and stuff like that, I had an eye for it.
Okay.
So I may not have been driven by that, but I had an eye for it.
So were you like the fly dresser in high school and all
Yes.
that? Okay.
Yes, but
Now we're getting some.
yeah, but I've never thought about like fashion as a business.
Right.
I just know I like a certain style and aesthetics. So I really like
had
that.
a natural.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was more like a relaxed tomboy kind of, I just knew how to put stuff together.
So the friends and the family always asked your advice when it came to styling and stuff.
But I never thought about it as a business. So I didn't go into it like, oh, I want to open a store and I want to open a business.
The reason why I asked that is, for a person's motivation, reasons why they should get into it. Because now a lot of people do get into it for the money. They see it all over. They see people do it. They're like, oh, I could do that. And they may not have no business doing that.
Well, I hear the opposite. Most people I hear that want to get into it, like people who reach out to me about opening a store, their thing is, I want to get into retail because I just love fashion. I've always loved style and I have style.
Okay.
Like, that's why they want to get into it. Okay, and that's good.
That is a great reason.
Yeah, it's half and half, right?
Okay.
Because you could love style, but not everybody love your style.
Okay.
So that's not a good reason.
Okay.
And everybody, it's like, you know what it is like? It's like everybody think that they are a model. Like they look like a model, but they're really not. But in their mind, they look like a model. So it's the equivalent, right? Everybody's like, I've always loved fashion. but you the only one that like what you wear. Like, you're not getting compliments on your stuff, right? So I feel like to get into retail the right way, you gotta love clothes, right? But you have to have an eye.
Okay.
You can't just love clothes. You can love the wrong thing. You have to have an eye.
Meaning that you can't just love clothes for yourself.
Right.
You need to be able to visualize what it may look like on
Exactly.
Okay.
See, now that's where I feel like I excel, because I'm a sneakers, flats kind of girl.
Right.
But I could see an outfit and visualize it with heels and being sexy and all that good stuff that I don't do.
Okay.
But I could still buy for that girl.
So fast forward, you open up the store, and the store was successful.
The store was successful. It was only a few women stuff at first, like 200 square feet. So it was successful. And then my husband, he was like, oh, wait, people actually buying this stuff?
Okay.
And then he came on board and started helping me out. And then we added men's. So then we had like a really big store. We had men's and women.
Okay.
And that was the launch of the store business.
Okay. And from then you was like, okay, this is what I need to be doing.
Yes. Well, when the money started coming in, and remember when I was 22, I was making more money than I've ever seen. And I was like, wait, pause. This could be a thing.
And you realized that you had a natural gift for it.
But you know what? I started out having a more natural gift in buying men's clothes.
Okay.
Go figure, right?
Right, because you did do wardrobe styling.
Yes. So then
men.
After the store was successful over the years, and then the men who came to shop with us, they liked when I put them in outfits. So then a few of them became famous celebrity rappers, and then they took me on the road to style for them.
Okay.
So that's how that part happened.
So here's a question. So now you own Tags Boutique with Candy Barris, and a lot of industry people mess with you, right? Even back then, I remember I was around, a lot of industry people mess with you. Why is that?
Well, I know how to play my position. And I think that's the main thing that people don't realize. Like, I know I'm here with them for a reason.
Okay.
Right? And I know what my reasons are. If I'm here to style, I'm here to style.
So meaning you're not a groupie.
Oh, no, never been. No. So I'm here to style. I'm here to do my job and do it well, so I get asked to come back. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not trying to be your friend. I'm not trying to hang around. I'm here to do a job.
But they are your friends now.
Yeah,
they were your friends.
years.
They were your friends then too.
Yeah, but I think I think how friendships evolve is like, you're not trying.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
not a groupie.
Yeah, so they didn't see me as like, oh, she always want to be around. It's like when I went in there to do my job as a stylist, I did my job and I left.
Right. So that's the advice that you have for somebody who is a stylist or are in the industry in some capacity.
Yeah, don't mix business with pleasure.
Right. Stay focused.
Stay focused. Like,
and they'll respect
literally
you and
stay
keep you
focused,
around.
and you'll get asked to come back on jobs. Now, if you come in there and try to be friendly and all that stuff, and they're not feeling the vibe, you will not get rehired. Trust me.
So let's get some jewels here, because you've been doing this for a while. You've done a bunch of different stores.
Okay, will you stop saying for a while?
Oh, I'm sorry. Well, you've been doing this. And you've also helped other people open up stores, correct? What were some of the people that you've helped?
So I've helped Toya open Garb in New Orleans. That was a real big successful store for her.
Right.
And then she opened Garb Boutique here in Atlanta. And then I did this girl Tamika. We opened in Buckhead.
Right.
That turned out really good. And then, like I said, I've been partnered with Candy now we just checked the other day, 13 years.
Oh, okay. So that means you have the formula. You know a formula, you know a step-by-step way to execute opening up a retail space.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, it has evolved over the years.
Of course.
Because
an experience.
Yes, and then not only that, the experience, but times have changed.
Okay.
So, it's a social media age now, and things are a little different. So, but the basics are still the same.
Right. And what are those? Like, say if I wanted to open up a retail store tomorrow.
Okay, now it depends, right? Are you opening a brick and mortar or online?
Let's go brick and mortar.
Brick and mortar. Okay, so let's just do this first.
Okay.
Even if it's a brick and mortar or online, the fundamentals are still the same.
Okay.
You have to get your business back end done.
Okay.
Like, there's nothing that's going to sustain and grow and last without the back end, without, your taxes, without your name, without your registration. Yeah, you got to get that done.
Because you're going to run into some problems.
Right. So most people don't do that. Most people say, you know what? I have style, I have fashion, and I know where to buy this from this website, blah, blah, blah. So they buy it, and then they start selling. Then they don't realize, like, hey, taxes. So then they get shut down. So it's like people don't think it out, but that's the way to sustain. You have to build it. It's just like building a business on sand. You have to build a strong foundation.
It's a business, right? So you definitely have to have the business part.
Right. And that's what most people don't do.
And you recommend that. The LLC, the name, the insurance.
Exactly.
So on and so forth.
Everything. Right. So
be it whether you do online or brick and mortar.
Exactly. So that's what I'm saying. Like when you're doing either one, you have to get the business foundation right.
And then what else?
Okay, so after you do that, then you got to decide, am I doing brick and mortar or am I doing online?
Right.
And then let's say you're doing brick and mortar. After you find it out, then you decide where I want to put my brick and mortar store.
Right.
Location. That's always the key. In buy the house and open the store. Location. Who is my audience?
So I've noticed that you've never had a retail store inside of a mall.
No.
Why is that? That's important because that would be the primary location for people to go, right?
Okay, so a lot of people like malls because they feel like it has built-in traffic, right? I don't subscribe to that.
Okay.
I don't subscribe to built-in traffic because I feel like, if you build it, they'll come. If you build a quality place offering the products that people really want, they will find you.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So that's why I don't do malls. And then malls is too restrictive. I have to open their hours. Some malls, you have to pay them a commission, a percentage of all your sales. Like, why should I work so hard to give you a percentage of my sales?
Not to mention the rent is...
Right. So you get the rent, commission on your sales.
Control. They just have too much control.
Yeah, and then you have to open their hours. No, you need to take that away.
So in 2023, if a person came to you and said, oh, I'm in a close for whatever reason, I want to get started, would you recommend brick and mortar or online first?
I'd recommend online.
Right.
Brick and mortar is for... I think brick and mortar is for someone who has had an online for a minute and want to get to meet and reach and touch their customers.
So it's the opposite direction now. It's online first, test the water, fill it out.
And it's cheaper.
Yeah, of course. Of course it's cheaper. Now, what I would say to people when they think that online is just so much cheaper, you get what you pay for. And you have to put in a certain amount of...
Oh, it's okay. They're both equally a lot of work.
Right.
A lot of work.
Doing it right is a lot of work.
Right.
A lot of people do it wrong.
Exactly. But both are equally a lot of work, right? So let's say you have your brick and mortar. You have to have employees, you have rent, you have in-person taxes, right? You have all of that.
State tax.
You have light, water, gas to keep all this stuff running.
Right.
Right? But online, it's just as hard. You have all those things, the same taxes and all that stuff, right, to pay online. And then you have to pay different states. Wherever you ship to, you have to pay taxes in those states, right? But then also, too...
The shipping process.
And then also, too, what people don't ever think about, where are you going to store your clothes, your inventory at home? You can't store it in your kitchen. Right, but you can't store it near your kitchen. It's going to have smells.
Right.
You can't store it near your animals. You have to have a dedicated space, like someplace. Yeah, so... They both equally have their things. Okay.
And so I've heard that you have a book coming out.
Yes. So usually what I've done is do a one-on-one consultation with people. And everybody always asks, I want to open a store. So I thought, let me just put everything that I know throughout the years in an ebook where you could buy it, download it, read at your leisure, go through your pace. Maybe you're ready to open now. Maybe you're not ready to open till next year. But you take the steps as you go along.
So this has the formula.
Yeah.
I'll read this book. I'm good.
No, I'm not going to say that. No. You read this book, you're on the way.
Okay.
Because you got to read the book and then do the work in the book, right? You can't skip a step and be like, well, I'm just, you know what everybody wants to do? Buy the book and skip to, where you get the clothes from?
Which is my next question.
Yeah, but nobody wants to. We just talked about it. The foundation is first, right? That everything getting to the close. Honestly, the close is the last.
Okay.
The close is the last. It's important. It's the most important, but it's the last step for me.
Does the book tell you where to get the clothes from?
Yes.
Okay.
Everything. It tells you where I buy all my clothes from.
Okay.
It tells you which I also have like a separate thing that I sell that tells you the vendors that I like. I give you all the vendors.
Because that's the other thing.
But
right?
I give you the vendors that I like.
And that part is super important.
It is.
Because over the years, I worked with people that was selling hair and people that tried to sell hair and think that you can just go buy it and sell it, and you go buy it, put it in your hair and it fall apart. And so you have to deal with China back and forth, wait 6 weeks, get it tested out. So having a person who already vetted
the vendors
is like
it makes a big difference.
Important.
Yeah, because there's a lot of vendors out there that sell clothes, but the quality. Okay, so we're in the business of fast fashion. Doesn't necessarily mean your clothes have to look like fast fashion.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, you still want your clothes to at least last a few seasons.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So you got to make sure that the touch, the feel, the fabric is not, so those are quality vendors.
Right. I think people don't think about that, right? I think right now in the time of Instagram, people buy outfit to snap a picture and can't wear it again ever in life.
Well, let me tell you why. Let me tell you why they don't think about the quality of the clothes. When you see somebody on social media with an outfit on, you cannot tell the quality of the outfit.
Right.
Because the picture and the body looks so good.
Photoshop.
It could be Photoshop, but it could be real, right?
Yeah.
But when you get the product in person, it really is what I bought versus what I got. Because the fabric
I've been there.
It's cheap. The fabric doesn't look right.
Oh, I've been there.
But the pictures look great.
I've been there.
So, yeah. So that's why I select the vendors. Take the vendor
and that part is super important in my opinion. And I think having somebody that's already vetted out, it's like knowing the great place to buy the weed from.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
I guess. And then smoke. But I feel like that's why my stores throughout the years have been successful, right? I feel like people know my quality. What I'm going to offer them.
Right. So let's talk about the word. The word is retention, right? Anybody can get customers the first time. You piss them off, they don't come back. You specialize in having certain things to make people come back and mess with you over the years.
Customer service.
Okay.
That's what myself and my employees, that's what we push. Before we push the clothes, we push customer service.
Okay.
Because if I give you great service, you are always going to remember that. Okay. You may get 1 or 2 pieces from me.
Even in retail.
Yes.
So this is not like fast food.
Listen. Customer service. I will say that 80% of my customers are repeat customers that shop with me all the time. Yes, like they're very loyal. Once they buy from you and they say, hey, I got that shirt from you. I know your quality. Then they trust you.
Right.
Once in a while, they may be like, this don't work right, but then they trust you overall. So, yeah.
Okay.
Customer service.
You know what's funny, though? So I've done web design for a bunch of people, right? Including you. And so the analytics.
You've done just about all my sites.
Yeah. So the analytics show the retention rate. And I always be looking at people's retention rate. And I'll be seeing them fluctuate and go up and down. And that's how you can tell who's going to win and who's not going to win. When it's 70% or higher, that's what you need.
When I look at my analytics on my online store, all my customers, it would show repeat customers. It would show the new customers. But then my goal is to turn every new customer into a repeat customer.
Okay. So for a young person trying to start a retail store. So 1, you tell them to get their business together. 2, you tell them to try online first. What would be the next thing they do?
Well, after you try online, after you get ready to set up online now we're going to find the clothes.
Okay.
So we talked about that too, sourcing the right vendors, right?
But the step before that, how do you know what type of clothes to get?
Okay, so this is the main thing. This is one of the things that everybody kind of stumbles over. Remember in the beginning we were talking about that people get into fashion because they have style and they like clothes. Right.
They buy what they like.
Exactly. Now, if you're buying so I'm not going to say don't buy what you like.
Right.
Buy what you like, but if nobody is buying it, pivot and fast.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Because I really sell a lot of what I like. Like I'm a casual girl,
Okay.
but I also sell the stuff that I don't wear, the super sexy stuff,
What do you sell more of?
the casual.
Really? Is it because over the years you built a customer base of like-minded people?
No. Well, that plays a part in it,
Okay.
but I also take pictures for my website.
Okay.
So my customers, I think it's like Instagram. You know how you follow somebody on Instagram, you feel like you know them? I feel like my customers are like my friends in my head, or they feel like I'm their friend in their head, right? So when I put it on, it translates to them. And then like I'll show them how to put it on with heels. Like they know I'm going to put it on with flats, but I also show them how to put it on with heels too. See what I'm saying?
Okay.
So it's like, yeah, you build it up that way.
So the idea is maybe if you feel like you're some sort of fashionista, buy what you like, but be ready to pivot and pay attention to the market.
Well, your sales is definitely
Yeah.
pivot. You know, if I have a store and I'm selling like all sexy, revealing stuff, it's cute, but nobody's buying it. That's not my audience.
Yeah.
You know? Or if I want to continue selling that, but I'm not saying don't sell that. If you want to continue selling that, then you're going to have to buy ads and, you know,
Try to find that
audience.
Right.
This is more work.
Yeah.
It's more work to find that
more money too.
Yeah, it's more work to find that audience.
Money to find that audience.
Yeah.
All right. Give me the last step in the process, because we don't want to give everything away. We want people to go get the books.
Right. The last step is now that you have your inventory, got to get your pictures together, which you're a photographer, so you got the pictures together.
Your branding and your marketing.
Your branding and your marketing, so you have that. And then now you just have to get your touch points with your customers going forward, right? After you make your first sale, you got to, communicate with them, thank them for their business. That starts the customer service process.
Okay.
That starts the retention process, of them coming back. And then just keep your inventory stocked up.
Right. You don't want to be out of stuff.
You don't want to be out of stuff.
Black restaurants, they out of food every day, even at 12
Okay,
o'clock.
now, so listen. So Lexi and Fifth has been known to be sold out a lot. That's our number one complaint, which is a good problem. Thank you very much. However, it's like supply and demand, right? We have a lot of supplies, but we have really great customers, so we can run out a lot. So when we run out, it's not a bad problem to have sometimes, because it means people actually like the stuff, and then they'll want to buy it quicker.
So I was told that what makes a boutique different from like a regular store is you carry just a couple pieces.
Yeah.
So when somebody buys it, there's not 50 people walking around looking like that.
Okay, so now that used to be true before online was so big.
Okay.
Because when we're in Atlanta, and when I sell that, I'm selling just to Atlanta. But now I'm worldwide.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So I don't have that. It's not a chance of people running into each other anymore.
Oh.
But what I do realize is with my stores, the reason why I don't mind stuff selling out, I feel like I need to change the inventory real quick. Like every week I try to change the inventory out.
Why is that?
Because it gets fresh eyes, right? You ever go to a website and every time you go on the website and you're looking, it's the same things you're seeing? How many times would you go back?
Okay. But question, if you
How many times would you go back?
Right, you wouldn't go back.
Exactly, you would go back up. But if every week you come in and you see new stuff, you're going to keep going back.
But what happens when you have a dress that's selling like hotcakes? Wouldn't you maintain the same dress because it's selling and just buy more of it?
Yes, absolutely. I have that right now with like 2 different dresses that it's like my hot seller every summer. Okay. And I keep that in stock all the time.
Okay.
Yeah, I keep that in stock all the time. And then also it's $29, so definitely, so that's a quick sale. But yes, if you have a good item, right? And then, but at the same time, if you have the same customers, like a lot of times, they already got it.
Okay.
You just want to keep it fresh eyes. I like to keep it fresh. I like to have new stuff. Every week I try to bring out different stuff. But yes, I keep certain staples in rotation. But I'm not saying always buy the same thing, no.
So let me ask you this. It seems like right now, just like a few years ago, everybody was selling hair. Everybody's selling clothes. you click on everybody's Instagram profile,
You know
and they
what?
got a store.
You know why? It's like everybody does the same hustle all the time together.
Yeah.
Like nobody's collectively doing anything different. But I think with that is, I think that happened after the pandemic and everybody was stuck being home.
Okay.
And they had to, everybody,
Have to do something online.
and then all Instagram was showing you were people in clothes, right?
Okay.
But what I have noticed is a lot of those stores that opened during that time have not survived
Okay.
because they didn't do it the right way.
Okay.
They didn't do the foundation of it. You know what I'm saying? So it's like the cream rises to the top and they didn't. But I feel like the trend is, I love fashion. I feel like I could do something in clothes. So they go out there and do it.
Right.
But they're not doing it the right way. I encourage you, if you love fashion and you feel like you have an eye, you feel like you have a gift, do it. Just do it the right way.
Okay. So now, even though it appears to be saturated, it's still a good time to get into it.
It's always a good time.
Okay.
Women, we love to shop. And then even with Instagram now, we shop even more. This shirt I have on right here, after I finish filming this, I cannot wear it again. I have to get another shirt.
All right. So this is what I really want to talk about. I mean, I'm old school. Old school New York.
Okay.
And I've noticed that, now women's clothes especially are less expensive, right? There's a bunch of, we're not going to say any names, inexpensive clothing brands and stores that people shop at.
Fast fashion.
Is that what it's?
Fast fashion.
Fast fashion.
Yes.
Right.
So fast fashion is a new, and it's not new anymore. It was a few years ago, but that is the trend.
Okay.
Do you know Zara's is considered fast fashion?
Okay.
Yeah. Zara's is considered, anything under $100 is considered fast fashion.
Right. So I've noticed what it is you could have on an inexpensive outfit, but you got the $2,000 shoes on, and purse and watch or jewelry.
Okay, so your favorite celebs out there, no one is really buying super expensive clothes. The only time they have on super expensive clothes is if you see the logo, the designer logos.
Right.
Other than that, best believe it's fast fashion.
Okay. And the reason is because they can't wear it again after the picture's taken.
Yeah, even your major celebrities wear fast fashion because it's easy. It looks nice. It translates. And like fast fashion makes fashion really quickly now. So you can be on top of everything. It fits good. And you don't have to keep it in your closet after you finish taking your pictures.
So what about this whole wearing gold with silver?
Wait, that's called mixed metals. Mixed metals
That's a
works.
thing?
Yes, it's a
You
thing.
have it all right now?
Yes, mixed metal works.
When did that start?
Oh, man. Get with it. It's been around.
Okay.
Yes.
Speaking of that, though, do you make it a
What, you
point to
stuck in
be...
the 80s?
Yes,
Let me
I
find
am.
out. Oh, my God.
But no, my question off of that is, do you make it a point to be like ahead of the fashion trend? Like, where are you with the fashion trend? Are you in the front, the middle, the back?
Okay, it depends.
And where should you be? You know?
Okay, it depends. It depends on your audience. It depends on what you sell. It depends, right? So I'm never going to be ahead of the trend.
Okay.
The reason why most of the styles and designs you see are derived from like the major fashion house. They just tailor it and dumb it down for fast fashion.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? So everything you see the major fashion house do, fast fashion designers really just knock it off and take out bits and pieces and make it affordable.
Okay.
So I'm not a designer or I don't create designs.
Right.
So I'm always going to be buying what's out there. But we recently launched our collection, our private label collection.
I was about to say,
Yes.
at one point I did see you have
We do have it now.
Yeah,
We have
private labels.
yes. So every summer and winter, I try to bring in at least a dozen pieces that we create. But at the same time, too, I'm not a designer. So you know where those ideas come from? I'll see a picture of someone in an outfit, and I'll be like, okay, that's cute. And it's usually a celebrity or from a fashion shoot that I see, and then I dumb it down and do my own fast fashion version of it.
Okay, so fast fashion is taking like some type of trend-setting high fashion and making it more affordable, removing some stuff to make it more ready wear,
No, fast fashion is kind of, but fast fashion is very affordable clothes that you get a quick turnaround on.
Okay.
Like it's fast fashion is stuff you could make and sell in a week.
Okay.
You know, back in the days when I first started out, when we used to go to shows to buy stuff, we would buy a season ahead.
Okay.
So right now, we would be starting in August, we would be buying stuff for next spring. No, we don't do that anymore.
Okay.
Now when we go to shows, we're buying stuff for next week.
Okay.
And next month.
So you were
That's fast fashion.
You were ahead, and now it's better to kind of be in the middle of the pack somewhere.
Yeah.
That's what you would recommend for somebody.
Well, okay, it's not even ahead or in the middle. That's kind of weird to say, because if you're in the middle, that means all the other stores gonna have it before you.
Okay.
No, it just means you're staying current with what's going on. You're just staying current.
Okay.
You know, right now, ripped jeans and cargos is in.
Okay.
You're staying current on that. You don't want to be behind that.
Right.
You're staying current on that. Remember last year, the year before, it was skinny jeans, and it was high-waisted, and it was this. So you're just staying in the moment because it changes. Fast fashion, the thing about fast fashion, it changes. Here today, gone tomorrow. Okay. It's not a Chanel that you're going to put up and pull out 4 years from now, and it's a classic. No, you got to get rid of it.
Right. So tell me what's next for you.
Well, what's next for me is the retail guidebook, the ebook. I'm very excited to launch it because I feel like it's going to fill a void for people who, we did a class before, and the class was very successful. But I feel like when you leave the class, either you didn't take good notes or you don't remember, so you got to keep coming back. Okay. So I feel like with the download, you could have it. You could, use it as a guide to go back to. And also I'm offering our mentorship class. So once you buy the ebook, you could come back and buy my mentorship, which means that you get to talk to me at least once a month, give you tips along the way, where you at, what's your process, what did you get stuck with, what do you need to do next, because, we get stuck, right? I've been doing this for so long and I still get stuck. So that's what I'm here for in the mentorship.
And we have to get your coaching course worked out.
Yes.
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 So tell them where to find you. There's a bunch of places that they can find you.
Yes.
But let's list a couple of them.
Oh. Okay, so you can find me on Instagram at Peaches Chin.
Right.
You can find me on my Instagram for my retail guide is My Retail Guide.
Okay.
You could find me at either one of the stores, Tags Boutique, Lexi, and Fifth, and 29 and Under Boutique.
All right. And you can find me at precise.biz, PRESISE, or just Google me. Google Precise spelled that way, and you can find me everywhere on all social media. And make sure you get my coaching course, right? Wisdom to Wealth. She's going to have one out soon. Trust me.
I love that.
All right.
Wisdom to Wealth.
Yes. And we'll talk to you guys later. Peace.